what's the word? Do people even get magazines anymore? I don't know, but I kind of miss them. Hey there, welcome to the Pine Cottage. My name is Nicole, and I am here today to talk to you about all the things that I've been up to so far this summer. I have some knitting things, some crochet, some journaling, some gardening updates, and a little bit of art, and I just wanted to share it with you because it's been a couple months since I've been here. So grab yourself something cool to drink, maybe a glass of lemonade, and let's chat. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is, of course, knitting. And the last time I talked to you, I was working on a pair of socks. I usually, well, not anymore. I had in the past knit my socks on a US 2 double pointed needle, and I have since decreased the size to a US 1.5. I was working on changing up my sock recipe based on the new needle size. So I did finish those socks, and I did this beautiful yarn from the yarn jar. It is called Wild Horses, and the toes, heels, and cuffs are in a leftover yarn that I had from the sweater that I knit. I think this is the Dove colorway by UNRAVELLED, and this was left over. So I ended up doing 25 rounds for the cuff. I did 80 rounds for the leg. I did 16 rows for the slip stitch heel, did the heel flap and the gusset, and then I ended up doing 83 rounds for the foot, and then just a rounded decrease for the toe and a Kitchener stitch. So those are those finished socks, and I'm so happy with them. I blocked them, and they are all ready to wear for the fall when the weather gets a little bit cooler. I did start a new pair of socks, and I'm still sticking with the US 1.5 because those fit very nicely. I am continuing to dwindle down my stash, so I have not bought any yarn, and this is from the Backyard Chicken collection from Hue Logo, and this is in the Golden Spangled Hamburg colorway. When it's caked up, it looks like this, and it has these little black and gray speckles in it. And when you knit it up, it ends up striping a little bit. And I am doing a 3x1 rib pattern. And I'm also doing 25 rounds for the cuff, 80 rounds for the leg, 16 slip stitch heel flap, gusset, 83 rounds for the foot, and then the rounded toe. I am doing the 3x1 rib for the leg and then the top of the foot. That is the plan. My contrasting heels, toes, and cuffs are also left over from my Simple Stripes sweater, and I don't remember the name of this colorway, but it is left over from that. I have quite a bit left over. So these two are friends. And this is the first sock, so I have a little bit to go. I just finished with the heel, and now I'm decreasing for the foot. So that is my first work in progress for knitting. Today's video is sponsored by UNRAVELLED, and that is the next whip that I have to show you. UNRAVELLED contacted me and asked if I would be interested in receiving their essential blanket kit. I was very impressed with the company. I love their mission statement. It is that they want their customers to learn and expand their passion for knitting through the kits they create. And they say that their kits aren't just yarn and needles, they're invitations to slow down, create, and join a community of like-minded crafters, which is right up my alley. I chose the kit in the Harmony colorway, and it included 3 beautiful colors. This first one is a deep eggplant color, and all the yarn is 60% alpaca, 30% merino, and 10% polyamide, made in Peru. It is so, so soft. This is going to be such a cozy throw to put in our new renovated family room. So I chose these three colors. The second color is like a cream ivory, and the third color is like a taupe color. This canvas bag that it came in is very sturdy and heavy, and as you can see inside, it has a little zipper to hold all your notions. This kit included everything that you need to make the blanket. It included the yarn, the pattern, circular needles, stitch markers, and a tapestry needle to weave in your ends. Thank you to Unraveled for sponsoring today's video. They have so graciously offered you a 10% discount if you are interested in purchasing one of these kits. You can find the discount code in the description box below. This WIP is the Essentials blanket, and I am almost finished with the first section. This Essentials blanket has been so relaxing and wonderful to work on. It comes in three colors, as I showed you, and I am on the last ball of the first color, and it's just a beautiful soft garter stitch, and the way the pattern is written, it's forming this little I-cord binding on the edges. And it's perfect timing because we just had our floor delivered for the basement, and I feel like by the time I'm finished with this blanket, it's going to be perfect timing to cozy up on the couch down there in our new family room. Thank you, Unraveled, for sponsoring today's video. I am really looking forward to the process of knitting on this. Most of the time, I am focused on the product, like at the end, because I just want to use or wear whatever it is I'm knitting on. But this is so relaxing, and this yarn is so soft that the process of knitting this is just like a warm hug. So I'm really enjoying working on it, and I'm really taking my time. So this is not the last time that you're going to see this in a work in progress portion of a video, because I'm just really taking my time with it. The next work in progress that I want to show you is crochet, and it is my crochet granny stripe blanket. I have been working on this for years, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I started working on this again around the 4th of July when I went to visit my grandmother for the last time before she passed. And I went to my first local knit night because I have been, I don't know, I've just been resisting it because I am an introvert, and I'm like, I don't want to go chat with strangers. And I finally forced myself to go, and I brought the crochet blanket with me because I just felt like that's what I wanted to work on. And that night, while I was at knit night, my mom called to tell me that my grandma had passed, and I was knitting on that blanket that I was also knitting on the last time I saw her. So this blanket is definitely going to be a special one for me. I will always think of her when I am using it, and just wanted to share with you the progress that I've been making on it. It's going to be really hard to show the whole thing in this frame, so I will do a little shot of it when I'm finished chatting with you guys so that you can see, and I'll stick it in here. But in the past week, let's see where my little marker is. So here's my little pine tree progress keeper. I have done all those rows, and this is a very wide blanket. So it's easily going to fit, I think, a full bed if I wanted to use it on a bed, which I don't think I do. I think I'm going to use it again in the basement. I think these two blankets that I'm showing you are going to be the workhorses of our family room. But anyway, I just have this little basket of minis left, and I'm gonna see where I'm at when I get these incorporated into the blanket, because I think after I finish these, I will be at a good stopping point. I want it to be 60 inches long. It's about 53 inches wide, so I want it to be a little bit longer than it is wide. I'm very close. When I lay with it, when I'm crocheting on it, if I cover my feet, it's about right here, like here. and right under my breasts. So I want it to be so that it could be up here, like around my shoulders if I was gonna snuggle up, you know, watching a movie. So I don't have that much more to go. And I'm really excited. I think once I finish those minis that are in the basket and those leftover scraps, I think it'll be at a good stopping point. So that is my granny stripe blanket. The next thing I want to chat about are some acquisitions. I did not purchase any yarn, but my Instagram friend, Amanda, she is Growing Whole on Instagram. She posted that she had knitted a pair of socks that she wanted to gift to somebody because they weren't the right fit for her. And it just so happened that it was my shoe size. So I was like, yes, me, please. And she sent this beautiful pair of knitted socks to me. And they are just gorgeous. And I don't know what this pattern is, but it is absolutely beautiful. It looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knit stitches. And then I'm not sure what is in between them. It might be purls or slip stitches. I can't tell. I think they're purls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe she did 5 and 5. I didn't ask her, but she might have done 5 knits, 5 purls. I might try it out on my next pair of socks and see if it turns out like this. But they are just beautiful. They fit me perfectly, and it was so sweet for her to send those to me. And then she surprised me with a skein of her hand-spun yarn, and it is gorgeous and right up my alley. And that's what she wrote the sweetest little card and told me that it screamed Nicole to her, and it was just, it warmed my heart. It was just the sweetest thing. And this is 100% merino wool. It's not superwash in a sport weight. She has an Etsy shop that I'm going to link in the description box below if you want to check out some of her hand spun. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this is what she sent to me. And I think I'm going to knit a hat with this for the fall and winter. I think that would be absolutely beautiful. The colorway is Muscles. Isn't that fitting? It's got blues. I don't know if you can see, like little teals and greens and browns and black. It's so earthy and beautiful. And this is her Etsy shop. So thank you so much, Amanda. I know I thanked you already, but I just wanted to thank you again. That was so sweet and unexpected, and I'm very excited to knit a hat with this for the fall. That kind of does it for knitting. It's been so warm. At first in the spring, it was so rainy, and that was perfect knitting. But I was really working hard getting my garden in, and it just poured, and it was cold, and it took so long for the weather to heat up. I was like, is this garden ever going to take off? Well, the heat came, the sun came, and this garden is growing like crazy. My tomatoes are starting to pop in. My peppers look beautiful. I've already harvested broccoli and carrots and my garlic. And my onions don't look so great, and they didn't look so great last year either. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I am feeding them. I know they're strong feeders. They like nitrogen, but I'm having a hard time getting them to grow bigger, so I'm not really sure. My zinnias look fantastic. My strawberries are doing great. I really can't complain on the garden front. The only thing is, I knew this when I started expanding, that it's going to take a little while financially to get the stone laid. So pulling weeds has been my arch nemesis because they're just popping up everywhere. So getting those to stay under control, we just have like a weed cloth laid down, but they're still finding their way through. So until we get the stone laid, that's kind of what I've been trying to keep up on. Also, I've really been digging into the watercolor. I've really been practicing. My mom and I want to take a class next month, and it's just so relaxing. I'm finding some tutorials here on YouTube, how to get started. I've found that I'm not great at painting flowers or people, but I really enjoy doing homes, like houses and cottages and buildings. I think that that's really fun. And it really ties in well with my photography background because I can just drive around to different parts of town and take pictures of buildings that I think are interesting and then come back and paint them. And I really enjoy that. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of what I was working on with my watercolors. So if you follow me on Instagram, I have posted these on there, but this is a little cottage that I did, and this and the next one that I'm going to show you are both based off tutorials here on YouTube, and coincidentally the woman's name is Nia, and that's my daughter's nickname, so I thought that was fun. So both of those were from that. I also did this landscape, and this landscape in my tree just looks wonky. Like, I'm not great at those, and I feel like I'm not great at flowers either. And then this was another tutorial. I'm coming along, you know, learning slowly, but it's really a fun process. I will be continuing doing that. And then I just dug out some of my old art stuff from years and years ago. I think I was in my 20s when I started it. I really enjoyed ink and taking black and white photographs and then creating stippling art that is just like a fountain pen with ink in it, and you just create the image with dots. That's kind of what I've been working on. I had an unfinished project that I had started years ago, and I want to finish it. So this is the photograph from a magazine that I ripped out. Isn't that funny? Do people even get magazines anymore? I don't know, but I kind of miss them. I loved flipping through them and looking at the photography. So this was a black and white image. I thought it had really great shading in it. So I had ripped that out, and this is my interpretation of that. And if you can see, it's made with all dots. So that's kind of what I'm working on slowly. And that's been really relaxing and fun too. Journaling, my bullet journal goes with me everywhere. I work on it every day, but it has definitely progressed into something more like creative journaling or junk journaling. I really enjoy incorporating pictures in there of vacations or family or whatever's going on in my life. And I still also use it as a calendar. So this was just, I was talking about, I knew I wanted to talk about journaling in this episode, so I was just making some notes about the benefits of journaling, and then I just kind of made this page with a photograph or two of my flowers that I was growing, and I just wrote on here, journaling sets the table for my brain, and it's so true. It just is such a beneficial practice for my brain. So I just wanted to talk about some of the benefits that I jotted down here. Physical benefits is it promotes better sleep. Mental and emotional, it manages depression, anxiety, manages stress, PTSD, improves self-confidence, awareness, promotes personal growth, and boosts emotional intelligence, which I think are all good things. Academically, it improves your memory and goal achievement. Different types of journaling. You can do free writing, which is kind of like brain dump, which sometimes I do. There are some pages where I just kind of have stream of consciousness and just will write and write and write. Sometimes I use writing prompts if I'm struggling to find something to write about that day or that I want to put in there. And I will say I don't do this every day. I don't journal every day, but I definitely do it several times a week. Gratitude and prayer journaling, I do that a lot. I will write down what I'm grateful for, or I will write down prayers or reflections on Bible verses. So I do that a lot. And then narrative, I also do that quite a bit too. Just talk about events that are happening in my day or my week, big things that pop up like the kids going to camp or my grandmother or the garden update. So different people will do journaling at different times of day. Some people are very structured in how they do it. They want to do it in the morning before they start their day. It's their way to kind of reset themselves for the day. I'm not that person. I tend to do it either in the middle of the day or maybe sometimes at the end. It really has no rhyme or reason. Some people will set a timer and they will just journal for 20 minutes, and whatever comes out in that 20 minutes is what comes out. I will put a website below where I got some of this information, And there's a little article about journaling. And also I will put a link to Joan Didion's essay that she wrote, an essay on keeping a notebook, which I actually printed it and fold it and keep it tucked in my journal because it's such good inspiration on journaling. And then I've really been enjoying the YouTuber, The Unexpected Gypsy. She has a lot of videos on journaling and art journaling, and she is just very calming to watch, and she's just inspirational, very artistic. I just love watching her, so I will link her below. This is my little calendar for June. And this was a watercolor. I was trying to do a portrait of my daughter. I told you I'm not good at faces, so I have a lot of practicing to do. But you can put little cards in. This was a thank you note from my friend, and I just put that in there. This is a camping list because we were going camping, and then just a little photo of dropping my son off at camp. All of my things in my bullet journal are just put in there. There's no rhyme or reason, but every once in a while there will be a calendar, and then I mark it with a tab for the month so that I know where to find the calendar, because page after page, nothing is related really. Also, then this past week did this little fun flip thing for remembering my grandma, and it just flips up and there's all these photos of her and the kids together. So this was fun to make. And that's just, you know, remembering her. So I'll always have that in there. And then underneath, I was just writing a memory about being at her house because she used to love planting flower baskets. And the first time I got stung by a bee was at her house because I thought it looked fuzzy and friendly, and I tried to pet it and it stung me. So I've just been, you know, messing around with just adding things into my journal. And this one in particular started in August of last year, and I will finish it through August this year and then start a new one. So I will probably talk about journaling again come September when I start the new one, and just kind of show you how I lay it out. That's kind of all that I have to talk to you about today. I hope you guys are doing great. I am just going to be working in the garden some more. I'm going to plant some carrots for the fall. I did plant some corn and some pumpkins, so that's my first time trying to grow those, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. And I'm sure I will be back to update you once I'm harvesting all those tomatoes and making sauce. And I'm just really enjoying summer with my family, taking it slow, and I'm really not doing anything I don't want to do. I knit when I want to knit. If I don't feel like it, I'm painting. If I don't feel like doing any of that, I'm gardening. And when I'm sick of being outside or it's too hot, I am inside enjoying time with my family. So I hope you guys are doing what you love, and I hope to see you in the next one.